Welcome back to another episode of the Tacho Show. I am your host, Tacho, of course, and today we're going to be taking a look at our brand new GHB unit. So, Metodey, as I've heard a lot of people calling him, because he is very meh, unfortunate as that may be. You know, it really sucks, too, because his art is actually quite good. So, I think this is pretty good. The neutral art, of course, looks nice. The attacking art looks pretty cool, too. I love the detailing on the leather on his clothes. For some reason, it really pops. Then over here, we have the injured art, or the special attack art with the meme face there. Another very classic one. And then finally, the injured art, too. It's all really good art, which begs the question, why did they set this poor man up for failure by not giving him a preference weapon? So we can go ahead and take a look at him here. His stat line, he's got an overall BST of 192. He's got 41 HP, 43 attack, 47 speed, 35 defense, and 26 res. He's got triple super boons on attack, speed, and res. So attack and speed, very good. Res, I don't know, maybe, but probably not. So his stat line is actually pretty solid. I don't have any complaints there. It's when we get to his skills and his passives that we have a problem. So Gainful Dagger, this is basically just White Wind Bow or Lucrative Bow, which got renamed to Gainful Bow for some reason. I don't know why, but that's just what it is. So 25% HP, if you're over that, then you get Null Follow-Up and Null Panic at the start of the turn. Then you also get Attack and Speed Up X based on the number of bonuses active on you and the penalties active on the foe times 2 plus 5. So at bare minimum, you're getting plus 5. But you're getting more than that, too, because he's already giving himself 2 bonuses with this weapon. Null Follow-Up and Null Panic. So, at the very least, you're getting plus 7. And there's no cap here either, so as many active bonuses and active penalties on the foe you want to get, you can go ahead and get. And the numbers can start to look really silly with this weapon. I've always thought White Wind Bow was a pretty solid inheritable weapon. Unfortunately, it's not a unique one, and by this point, cooldown reduction is kind of necessary on some of these weapons, so the Arcane Daggers are just better. And he's got Blazing Flame out of the box, and then he's got Sorcery Blade 3 and Poison Strike 3. Dude, that's cold, man. They gave him Poison Strike 3 in, what is this, 2024? We're coming up to 2025 in 2 months. And Poison Strike 3, a day 1 skill that was on, who was it on? Saizo? From the very beginning, you could get this already. So, yeah, it's like we took so many steps forward with Marnie, only to take that many steps back and more with poor Metodey. Marnie swam so that this guy could drown, is what it seems like. Alright, so now let's compare him to his one and only contemporary, or at least the most recent contemporary, who is Pon. Now, Pon, on the other hand, I think is actually a great unit. And Metodey, if we take a look at their stats only, they are kind of comparable. Now, Pon is getting extra flowers because he's a little bit older of a release. He's got 4 more HP. He's got 1 more points of attack. Metodey has 1 more point of speed, which is whatever. And then Metodey's also tying with Pon on defense, and then he has a little bit more res, 4 more points of res, which maybe that matters, but not really. Pon, what makes Pon really good is that he has a brave attacking preference weapon. So that already gives him another possible thing that he could go for, like brave attacking with daggers is actually pretty solid. Unfortunately, Metodey has no brave attacking option that he can go for, so he's just stuck pretty much with Arcane Tempest, as we're going to see. Now, you can also give him score, like if you get him to max score and give him all the best skills, this is where he ends up scoring. He actually score ties with Cyril, except he doesn't have a preference weapon, so he's 2 points less. So even Cyril, like, long time unit here. We're talking, when did this guy come out? Brave 7? This dude outscores a recent GHB. That's not cool. So I don't know what to say, man. Even for arena scoring, you don't really get much value out of using Metodey. Cyril scores higher. Panette, of course, and Marnie are the 2 highest scoring options free to play right now, so they're definitely going to be better than him as well for that. All right, now let's go ahead and finish off by taking a look at the builds here. So, I mean, I don't know why this one is highlighted first. I was going to show off something else, but I guess we can take a look at this one first. So, Arcane Tempest gives us -1 special trigger. Then it also gives us a times pulse effect as well. So that's -2 right there. We can get another -1 from Pulse Up Blades, and then another -1 from Times Pulse Echo, and that means our Blazing Wind is pre-charged right out of the box. So that's definitely very helpful. He can just spam AoEs, which can be good, and then we're running all the hard, like, raw attack boosting skills here. Verge of Death, Life and Death 3. So 80 raw attack, I guess that's okay. He does have a super boon on it, which does help. So your best bet with this would just be to try and blow stuff up with the AoE. We have Sigurd's Ring here. I think Sigurd's Ring gives you the bonus damage from his special on your AoE as well. Celica's Ring specifically states that it doesn't work on AoEs. Sigurd's Ring does not. Now, I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure Sigurd's Ring will augment your damage on AoEs as well. So that's why we're going for that. Also, the bonus movement and the Kanto is just completely silly. So the Sigurd's Ring, I think, is definitely the best ring to give this guy. And then Assassin Strike just gives us some bonus DPS. 7 damage at the start of combat, and then also 20% bonus damage based on foe's defense. So this would be the AoE build. Alright, then we have this build here. This is the lethality build. We're going for, instead of just a lot of cooldown reduction, which we're already getting anyway, we're just going for DPS with this one. So attack and speed finish 4 gives us 7 attack and then 5 extra damage when we proc our special. Assassin Strike again for the reasons we talked about earlier, and then Insight, attack and speed gives us a blue bonus to attack and speed, as well as a lot of attack and speed drive bonuses in combat based on how many movement we use. And of course with Sigurd's Ring, we're going to be using a lot of movement. Then Blade Session for the most possible attack gives you +9 attack and speed, which is the highest out of any seal. So that would be the lethality build right here. Also, I guess I should mention this too. It's actually kind of better to not use lethality on the first attack, because that's probably where the foes are going to have a pre-charged Pavis, or their first Scowl, their instance of Scowl is going to go off. So it's actually better to get lethality on your second attack, which is why I didn't go for something like Pulse Up Blades or Times Pulse 4 for the C skill. So just keep that in mind, just some food for thought. This is an alternate take on the lethality build. This one is going for a more all-arounder style, as opposed to just balls-to-the-walls DPS. So Firestorm Boost gives us 5 HP and guard. Tempo lets us cut DR on regular attacks, as opposed to only on the lethality hit. Then it's also giving us Tempo, which is very nice. Tempo with guard is a sick combo. And he does have some protection from Arcane Tempest. It gives him 30% DR on the enemy's first and brave attack. So you may be able to live to see your second hit with the combo of Tempo and guard. Infantry Pulse 4 and Squad Ace BS gives us 5 HP and attack and speed up 3. So with Firestorm Boost and this seal here, we're getting +10 HP. And then Infantry Pulse lets us pulse ourselves and allies. So this one is more like all-arounder if you want him to just be doing a little bit of everything, as opposed to this one just being all in on attack. And then we have this build as well, because I have to show this build on every infantry unit, it seems. Lagu's Friend is just that dumb. Yeah, it clashes a little bit with lethality in the sense that it also nullifies DR, but nobody really cares because you're getting true defense DR here. His defense is okay. 40 defense is fine. And then you're also pre-charging lethality on the enemy's attack, so you get it ready on your first attack. And what else does it do? Attack -5 to the foe as well. I don't know what the hell they were thinking with Lagu's Friend. It's just so overtuned. And then Close Bonus Doubler lets us counterattack anybody. Of course, we're going to stack Bonus Doubler again in the seal if we're doing that. And then Null Sea Echo in this case, so that you can counterattack anybody regardless of Fire Sweep or anything like that. And the Ike Ring this time, so we get some non-pierceable DR on enemy ranged hits, as opposed to just going for like Sigurd Ring, getting a lot of mobility there. I think the Ike Ring is actually not too shabby on this build, but that's probably the only instance where you would ever run the Ike Ring on this guy. So there you guys go. Those are some build ideas for Metodey. I would probably say this may be the best one, or maybe the AoE build. Or if you want to go for support, then I guess go for this one. But yeah, that's going to wrap us up for this video, guys. Kind of an RIP, like I said again. I would have not minded building him if his weapon was actually a preference weapon. But I don't know. I guess Pawn won the lottery and this guy didn't. So that's all for today, and I'll catch y'all again on the flip side.